So this is going to be a channel update, mostly just kind of checking in and explaining why I haven't been making content for a long time, and also kind of going over what games that Atrocity is going to be interested in and what content we will be covering soon. There's a lot of reasons why I haven't really been making content. One was my PlayStation's fan was so gunked up with crap, it was basically sounding like a jet turbine, and I didn't want anybody to really listen to that. I'm gonna probably cover it up with some music or something like that in a lot of the videos, because I have a whole bunch of For Honor content, but nobody really gives a shit about For Honor content. So it really doesn't matter if I put a bunch of music over it. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I haven't really been making a lot of content, is because, the main reason I made my channel was because I loved For Honor. When For Honor was first being talked about, when it was first getting those alphas and the betas, I was just enamored with the idea of this game, and I thought it was going to be just this amazing, badass thing that was going to basically revolutionize all games that had melee combat in it. So games like Assassin's Creed, games like Dark Souls, things like that, we're all going to want to imitate this kind of combat because it was going to be so successful. However, For Honor's kind of a pile of crap, and nobody really cares about the content. I mean, there's a niche community that is interested in what little content is out, but nobody's gonna really care about a small channel like mine. All they really want to watch are salt compilations, like salt, oh my god, it's so salty, and all that stupid shit. And there's a million videos like that. Basically almost every content creator has a video with the hashtag fucking salt in it at some point, but I'm not really interested in that. I don't really feel like talking about how people were frustrated with the game is very, helpful. And, there's lots of reasons to be frustrated with For Honor. And it is kind of annoying to me that in the beginning they really seemed to listen to us and implement changes and stuff like that. But then, after a while, they were just kind of fuck off. And maybe they weren't fuck off. Maybe they were just listening to bad Reddit posts that didn't have a lot of good, evidence or reasoning as to why they wanted to make certain changes. But see, that is, again, kind of one of those things that really annoyed me, because there are plenty of huge content creators in this game. I don't know, huge might be over, I think they're pretty big, that have come up with multiple solutions for several problems, have talked about, how they want to do the solutions, how they want to implement these changes. I've talked about other games who have implemented the changes as evidence as to why those changes would work and be effective, and no fucking response or listen or anything to that. And that's kind of unfortunate, really. And if you are interested in good content about For Honor, I'll recommend a couple of channels to you. I'll probably try to link them in the description, but I'm pretty lazy, so I might not. But Archwizard CJ is probably one of the best content creators for this game, in my opinion, because he also talks about a lot of the changes or the things that he would like to implement or add to the game, but he also gives a lot of evidence as to why, because that's one of the things that I feel is more important. Anybody can just sit there and say hey, let's do this, but the fact that he provides evidence and wants to change things, that's really important to me. And it's unfortunate that they don't listen to him, because I really liked a couple of his ideas about changing up the defensive meta, and just a bunch of other statements and views that he's had about the game that I've totally agreed with, and been yeah, this guy gets it. Another really good content creator for this game, and he's pretty positive. I don't know, I've never really seen him say anything negative about this game, which is kind of unusual. I'm sure he has, but he also has come up with a lot of good ideas for stopping the 4-man gank squads and things like that, and that's Mege. He's a good content creator. He's a PC player, but we'll forgive him, because something it happens. Not everybody's cool, but he's a funny guy. He makes good videos, and then he doesn't also fight very cheesy at all, which I also like. Neither does Archwizard CJ. That's one of the more respectable things about his channel. Even if you don't like what he has to say and the things that he does, if you watch him play, it's really good. It's a lot of good intensive counters. It's a lot of good skilled play, not just him just doing something cheesy over and over again and getting some kills, which is what a lot of For Honor plays and just everything is. It's the biggest reason why the game sucks, in my opinion. And there's a lot of things that I will probably talk about in its own separate kind of video, like specifically talking about For Honor. I am going to upload a bunch of clips. Some of them are outdated and whatnot, but I just want to get them off my hard drive, really. That's it. There's no other motivation other than just getting them, you know, creating some more space. And there's like, I think there's like 47 gigs, so it's quite a bit of space. And it'll have videos probably from like almost every season, because even though I hated this game and it frustrated me for so many different ways, I still played the absolute fuck out of it. So, you know, there's that. Anyways, some of the things that we're going to talk about, basically kind of the interest of Atrocity and where we're going. A lot of content kind of has changed just because we haven't had a game that we've really been playing together. You know, there's nothing that we've gotten down as a team on. And the only thing that got really close was Drake's Uncharted number 4. That was a really good game that we all kind of got on and we all kind of played as a team. It's actually a really good shooter. It does have some cheesy mechanics. Again, I'll probably talk about those in its own separate video, but you know, if you see the game on sale for like $7, just, I would say pick it up if you had some interest in it at a time, but then just forgot about it or whatever. Another game that we're actually really getting into now is probably H1Z1, so you'll probably see a bunch of videos of that, just me and the crew running through. That's like the first game that's come out that we've really been interested in and played together. We got a couple people playing Smite together, but only a few of us are really serious. And then it also features Obi-Wan in a lot of them, because he's one of the only few people who also is pretty serious about Smite. Other than that, we're kind of waiting and seeing about some of the games that are coming out later. You know, Battlefield is kind of on the periffs, but considering how bad the last couple of Battlefields have been, it's not really a priority. It's more like, yeah, we'll check it out, we'll see, maybe it'll suck, maybe it'll be good. It looks kind of good at the moment because there's a lot of kind of tactical changes, so we might get down on that game. It's undetermined right now. We still have a lot of people doing the ARC thing. I don't know. I might make a video about ARC, just explaining what I feel is wrong with it. And there are a couple things wrong with it. It is a really good game, but it really does kind of separate its own player base by having, you know, the people who know life it and play constantly are always going to have the advantage on the people who just kind of get on casually to have a fun time and go check out some stuff or explore the world. And that's kind of a negative in my opinion, because that was kind of something For Honor did too with gear in the beginning, you know. Well, I don't want to rant about For Honor. It's so hard not to. But I'll make a separate video about that. And sadly enough, even a year later, a lot of it will be some of the same complaints I had from the first year, like into Alpha, which is... Isn't that horrible? Like a year later, the same fucking problems that I talked about before the game was even out were still bugging me. Like, that's weird. That's terrible. But anyways, you know, it's unfortunate. That's kind of what we look at and what we say about For Honor. The next few games that we're probably really going to get into, though, personally, I'm going to get into 40K Martyr Inquisitor. That's a big title that I'm kind of looking forward to. It's kind of like a top-down Diablo game. I'm going to be playing a lot of that and probably making a bunch of videos. It's unfortunate that I have to wait a month after PC gets it, so there'll probably already be a bunch of content out there and nobody will care. But I'm still going to make videos about it because I love that shit, so there's that. And then the other things we're waiting for are fall releases. You know, just like the Battlefield, we're waiting a lot for Red Dead Redemption 2. We're going to be making a lot of videos about that, just probably me and the crew playing multiplayer, playing the game, yada yada. And then a lot of time spent for Last of Us 2. In fact, before Last of Us 2 comes out, we'll probably all get on Last of Us 1 and really grind it out and try to just play a lot of the multiplayer just to get ready for the Last of Us 2 multiplayer experience, because we really liked the first one. It was really good, skillful combat, no hip fire, which was awesome, which means you kind of get rid of the derp aspect. I don't like derps, you know, the whole hip fire, it's just crap. Somebody just coming out with a shotgun hip firing, like, fuck that. I like it when people have to aim, when they have to use skill, when they have to actually try to accomplish something. And then the only thing I really disliked about that game was kind of the grenades and the bombs. You know, the Molotovs were really annoying, but that was really it as far as that goes. I'm also going to be releasing a bunch of ESO videos. No one will have an interest in these either, I don't think. You might look at them thinking that it's like Somerset Isles or like some of the new stuff, but it's not. It's really old content that I'm not going to take the time and edit and do a lot of stuff with. I just kind of want to put it online so I can just look at it later. I really like that game. I met a lot of cool people, some of which might even watch this video on that game. Shout out Obi-Wan right there. And then a bunch of other people who also I convinced to follow me and whatnot, who, you know, probably don't care at all, but they were nice enough to do it, and I appreciate it. And yeah, most of those videos, yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna find interesting. They're gonna be like, I don't even know, several years old now. But I really enjoyed the game. I had a lot of good experiences. Gonna post some videos. I did have some Monster Hunter content, but I really don't feel like posting it, because truth be told, I kind of think that game's a piece of shit. Like, I just don't like it. Like, it's just not really interesting to me, and I find that game to be just frustrating, really. Like, everything well, they're not dinosaurs, but they are dinosaurs, you know. Everything the monsters do, I find basically just to frustrate you. Like, you're in the middle of a combo, they roar, they break your combo, you're about to hit them with something, they shift slightly and stun you. Like, I just find the game not really fun. And I know that there's all countermeasures and things like that for that shit, but the grind is so fucking ridiculous. It's just not worth it to me. I just can't justify it. So I don't really like that game. So I'll probably delete it. And I don't know, I don't really feel like making any videos about it, even though I have quite a few friends who love it and think it's the greatest thing ever, and they love all the weeaboo shit. But I don't know. I thought the game was kind of stupid. I played it just to beat it and get far, but realistically, I thought the game was kind of crap. I don't think there's anything else really that I wanted to talk about as far as the updates go with us, you know. Mostly, yeah, the reason why I didn't make content was because For Honor just sucks. And that was a really huge blow to me, you know. I really had a lot of faith in this game. I thought it was going to be amazing. I thought it was going to change, like, every game that had melee in it. I thought it was going to change, but instead it just kind of turned into a shitty cash grab with cheesy mechanics and people doing the same shit over and over again. I'm going to rant about it in a separate video. Yeah. Just like pretty in depth about what I find wrong with it, why I didn't like some of the changes, bitch about the reworks, things like that. And a lot of people will be like, oh, did you just suck at the game? Is that why? Like, no, I was actually pretty good. I wasn't the best. I was better than the average person by far, but I still wasn't the best. It's just, I don't know. The game was just bad. Like, just, there's a lot of things that I want to say, but I'll say them later. But that was a huge blow. That's what I wanted to make content about. But, you know, nobody was interested in that content, and if they were, they just went to one of the bigger named people, you know, or like one of the channels I mentioned earlier. And so that just kind of really lost my interest in it. Then I've also been busy with school. And then I also had like technical issues. My mic died for a while, so I used some shitty POS mic for a while that basically had hella feedback and everything else. And then also my PlayStation just sounding like a jet turbine. It was like, fuck, nobody wants to listen to that shit. So that was it. I am gonna upload some funny Far Cry videos, some shit with Jammy. Makes me laugh. I think you guys should check that out just because it's ridiculous. And other than that, yeah. Gonna be pumping out a lot of videos, but like I said, nobody's gonna really want to watch the For Honor stuff. Nobody's gonna want to watch the ESO stuff. They're just kind of getting rid of them to make space for all the new games that actually seem interesting. There is gonna be a lot of H1Z1, a lot of Win compilations, things like that, cool stuff that happened, and then just some other games that we've kind of dabbled in will be there as well. Anyways, that's it for now.
Kill C.